Let's see. I think it's gonna start early now, but we'll
It
see.
it should.
Yeah, I think it should. I think it should for everyone
I think
on
I
here.
think the
Let's
time should
see.
just limit it to like
Right.
I
Exactly.
think it's 10-minute intervals
Yep. And so we're gonna
or
mute that, but
15
welcome everybody
maybe.
onto YouTube. This is Rasslin with Ryan. We're doing a live from Zoom, so apologies if everything looks a little weird. If everything looks a little weird, but now we're gonna go live onto
TikTok.
to TikTok.
Yeah.
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 All right. We're gonna go live onto TikTok. Get ready. All right, Ryan, how's
Here we
everything
go. It's
going?
good. It's good.
All right.
And here we go.
What? What is going on here? Are we on the TikTok? Are we on the TikTok? Are we on the Talk Tick?
Let me pull up my TikTok real quick to see.
Let me just stop. But yeah, go ahead talk to the audience, Ryan, on YouTube because we're live on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, here we are. I see us.
I just ended it right
Oh, it
now.
ended it. Yeah.
Go ahead talk to the audience on YouTube.
But yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Rasslin with Ryan. We're here to talk about our 2026 WWE predictions after a year that saw a lot of ups and a lot of downs and a lot of questionable decisions and all. Um, but yeah, we're gonna get into it here, talk about our predictions and yeah, let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you while I try to get onto the Talk Tick here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so pardon us for the technical difficulties, but we are doing what we can,
right.
working these over. I think he got it.
I think so. Let
I
me see.
think so.
I'm an old man. I don't know what I'm doing with Talk
And
Tick here.
and honestly, TikTok isn't as easy compared to like going live on Instagram or whatever it is. So
Right. It's okay. It's okay. But yes, we are here live. We're here going to talk about um, John Cena's last match. Ryan was in Washington D.C.
yep, I was
Tell the audience.
there. Yeah, I got the
Yeah.
I got the final match shirt. And then, oh, in case you guys didn't notice, we got our Wrestling with Ryan t-shirts
Rasslin with Ryan t-shirts are going to be available
available very soon.
very soon. We
Yeah,
just got to get a couple more
yeah.
in.
So we're excited, for what we have going and what's going to be coming out. We have big plans for 2026.
Big plans for 2026. We're live on YouTube. If I could just set up my phone here.
Yeah.
But now, sorry, we're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube. John Cena's last match. Obviously, it was not the way people had thought it was going to go down. It was, I don't know. You were in Washington, D.C. Describe the atmosphere.
It was loud and you could tell like everybody was there for John Cena. They didn't really care about the other three matches on the card.
Right.
Like everybody was there for John Cena. Like literally the whole show was hyping up, for John Cena's last match. And of course, like with me being the such a big fan of Cena like I am, I made the trip over to Washington D.C. to go see his final match, which I'm very grateful I got to watch it
Right.
live. Um, but yeah, no, the crowd was in it like the whole time. Like it was never really quiet until like the very end after the result. But yeah, the crowd was like super into it, like with the "Let's Go Cena" chants and like
Hmm.
yeah, just very much into it. And like during the match, they were letting Gunther hear it. So
Yeah. Obviously, a very disappointing end, with John Cena tapping out. What was your immediate reaction when John Cena tapped out?
I was in denial because I literally, I kid you not, I went like this. I put my face in my hands, and
Right.
I was just like, no, 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 no. I was like, no way.
It was shocking.
And the fans were not happy about it. They were chanting. I can't say it because obviously there are kids watching, but they were
We're on
chanting.
YouTube as well.
They were chanting BS, and then when Triple H came out, they were saying "F you, Hunter."
Well, didn't they were chanting "you effed up"?
Yeah, they were chanting "You effed up," but then they were also saying "F you, Hunter."
Right.
So yeah, a lot of people weren't fond of the decision, especially because it's like here you have the guy who's basically preached about never giving up, and then you're just gonna have him like tap out
Right.
like that. And I know a lot of people are trying to spin it. It's like, oh, it's not him. Like he didn't give up. It's him letting go. Which I get it, but it's also like I feel like it would have been better if he just got pinned.
Mhm.
But I mean, it was a fun match. Like
Right.
it was not a bad match at all. We saw some glimpses of like the Cena of old.
Right.
With like the Super AA, the AA through the announce table. There's some cool spots that everybody participated in the You Can't See Me, and there we had Super Cena chants that I actually started one of them.
Hmm.
We had Super Cena chants, we had Thank You Cena chants, and then this is a chant I've never heard before. We had a Don't Give Up chants.
Dude, yeah, I've
They
heard.
they were
I've
going
never heard
Don't
that
give
either.
up, don't give up, and the fans
Right.
it's usually the typical chants, especially when you're in the U.S. It's typically
Right.
what what
Yeah. Or
what
I hate the "this is awesome"
awesome,
chant. Like, dude,
yeah.
you would go like we went to like Monday Night Raw in Anaheim in the pre-match before they were chanting "this is awesome." I was like, this is not awesome. It's like Eric from the War Raiders versus some jabroni.
Yeah, but I mean, it was nice. It's just cool to see that. Oh, look, even a U.S. crowd is capable of actually doing like memorable chants instead of just a typical what.
Right.
So it was cool to hear like like don't give up, don't give it. In all my years watching WWE, I've never once heard that chant.
Right.
I don't think you have either.
I've never heard it. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I think it's just very cool, and I'll give props to DC, and maybe it's just because it was John Cena's last match, but they were a great crowd. It was like a great yeah,
Yeah.
it was a great atmosphere, a great environment. Like
Yeah.
the fans were like packed, like the superstore. There was a long long line just to get into the superstore. Long line for like the pre-party, like the pre-show, and like all that stuff.
But I
Yeah,
like the match. I like the match. They had a good match.
yeah, they,
Obviously,
they did.
people are gonna take the ending and forget about the match. You know, the ending here is basically in my opinion, I understand I understand what they were trying to do. I understand that John Cena and WWE, whoever came up with that finish, they were trying to set the narrative of, oh well, he just didn't have anything left. He tapped out because he didn't have anything left. And I get that that's what they're trying to do in terms of it being poetic. And it is poetic. It is very much poetic. But I think let's read the room here, guys. Triple H, WWE, John Cena. The crowd wanted John Cena to win so freaking badly.
Yes,
They,
and I know the old tradition is, oh, you go out on your back, and I've been saying it for months. I think John Cena is the one guy that deserves to win his retirement match, and I think if he did win, the fans wouldn't be upset.
right,
If it was like any other superstar, they would have been like, why? Like
yeah,
why did they win? They didn't need it.
right,
But if Cena had won, the crowd would have like loved it. They would be like, oh my gosh, yes, like he deserves it. Like
right,
go out on a high note.
right,
So
yeah,
like I understand wanting to put over like new talent, but to be fair, Gunther is pushing 40, so he's not exactly a young guy, and I think there's somebody else that could have used it, but the past is the past. We gotta live with what we got.
right,
So
exactly. The past is the past, and you definitely have to live with what you have here. WWE has to do a better job now at capitalizing on this. Gunther, they've already put the rocket to this guy. Now they have to send him into another atmosphere because this has to lead to a match with Brock Lesnar and him going over on Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar at
And,
WrestleMania.
and you know what? You know what this heat is very reminiscent of what that Gunther has right now?
Hmm.
It's very similar to the heat that Roman got after he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33,
Right.
which was essentially go away heat.
Right. Exactly. It was go away heat. Well, I can't necessarily agree to that. Maybe half that. I'm messing around with some filters here on YouTube. You like that, Kobe?
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I see your
Yeah.
point, especially because it's like I think it's more people hating on Triple H than Gunther,
Yeah.
but like he's still very much like hated. Like I would say he Gunther is by far the most hated wrestler on the roster right now.
I mean, look, it wasn't go away heat. I think but the heat that Gunther got on Monday Night Raw, any heel would ask for that. I mean, that was brilliant heat. I mean, the way he was able to soak that up, I mean, that's exactly what you want. But now they have to capitalize. WWE has done a very poor job at capitalizing off of big moments, aka the John Cena heel turn. They have done a very poor
That's
job.
because of the Rock, but
Well, yeah, you can blame The Rock for that, but also WWE has done a very poor
yeah,
job.
and because as and it's crazy because John Cena himself has said in some interviews they did it for the moment,
Right.
just to
Exactly.
create a moment, but there was really no follow through, and it's very you can tell when there's no follow through.
Right. Exactly. But altogether, a very historic moment for all the wrong reasons. But John Cena's last match, I think WWE dropped the ball in a sense of they knew that the fans would react so harshly to this. They knew. How could they not know that the fans would react so harshly to John Cena losing in the tap out for the way that he did? The lasting memory of John Cena is going to be the fans crapping all over this ending. And I don't think that John Cena deserved that, but it's just WWE should have known going into that the fans were going to crap all over it. But that's what we got. That's what we got. But today, I know John Cena. We're going to see more of John Cena in the future, probably in the Hall of Fame at some point.
Yeah,
But today we're also going to talk predictions in WWE for the year 2026 here on Wrestling with Ryan. But yeah, we have a big first week in 2026 in the land of WWE. We have potentially, well, one title match has already been announced. We have the world title match between CM Punk and Braun Breaker. And then we're going to have another world title match, the WWE title match, which hasn't been officially announced.
but SmackDown was pre-taped for the holidays, and the spoilers got out, which I'm not upset about because it usually happens when they pre-tape a
Hmm.
show. But yes, we're gonna get on the first SmackDown of 2026. We're gonna get Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship in a three stages of hell match, which I think is interesting because we have not had that stipulation in like I think like 11 years.
I can't even remember who that was.
I think the last time the last one I remember was John Cena and Ryback.
That is so missable for me. I know it.
That's the last three stages of hell match I
The best
remember.
and the only one I could ever recall in WWE history is Stone Cold versus Triple H at No Way Out 2000. They had three stages of hell. I believe that was the one. Was that the one where Triple H was on the crane in the car and then it dropped? And that had been Survivor Series that past year. Whichever the case was, 2001, No Way Out. They had a three stages of hell match, and it was Triple H versus Stone Cold.
Yeah, but not to go too much off topic, but yeah, so it looks like that's the plan. It'll be interesting to see how they book it, and are they gonna do a shock? Are we gonna see not potentially two new world champions on the first Raw and SmackDown of the year? Which
Yeah,
I don't, I can't say that. Oh, it's definitely not gonna happen.
yeah,
I don't think it's likely, but I think it would make for really from a creative standpoint, it would be really good if they managed to pull off having both world champions losing.
yeah. I think so. I think if you were to have a very shocking first week of 2026, that would make for really good television leading up to the Royal Rumble. First you have the world title match. I think Braun Breaker should go over in that match. I think will he? I'm not quite sure because obviously I think they're gonna want to lead up to him getting the world title at some point, maybe at WrestleMania. But they're definitely not going to take the title off CM Punk very quickly. But should Braun Breaker go over? I would say yes. Let it just put the rocket on him. Like I said, put the rocket on him and let him have his crowning moment right now. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean I definitely do see Braun as like the future of the company, and he definitely is a future world champion. But I think it's a little bit too soon to have them pull the trigger on him
Yeah,
on the first Raw of the year. Like I wouldn't be like mad or upset if he did, because it's
right.
like he is the future, but it's like I'm not sure if he's like quite ready yet to carry the weight of being the world champion.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's with CM Punk being a fan favorite. And just they want to make WrestleMania as big as possible. I don't see them taking the title off of CM Punk before WrestleMania.
I don't see it either, but if it was up to me, I'd just say F it. Just go with it. Go with Braun Breaker as the next world champion, and you could do it on the first Raw of 2026. Going over to the SmackDown side, I think it's more of a guarantee.
You got to give
Yeah,
it to Drew. Drew needs the win here, because if Drew doesn't win it here, then that's it. I don't really see any other reason as to why Drew should even be
yeah,
in the world championship matches if he's just going to lose and lose and lose.
right,
And so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. I want Drew to win. I think Drew should win.
right.
Um, and I think if any world champion is going to lose their title on the first episode of the year, I think it's more than likely to be Cody than it is Punk.
I think so too. There's more of a story with giving Drew the world title here because one, they've already had what 2 or 3 matches. If they weren't
Yeah.
giving the WWE title to Drew McIntyre, they would have been done with this program. But the fact that they're carrying on with another match and Drew has lost every single time, Drew's lost every single time. You have to be able to reward this guy. I mean, he was world champion at WrestleMania 2 years ago for what, 5 minutes?
Yep.
5 minutes. That's it. You have to be able to reward this guy for the work that he's been putting
And
in.
especially thinking of like the COVID era, Drew McIntyre was WWE champion when there was no crowd,
Right?
and he was their workhorse
Right.
during the COVID era. And
Right.
I think it's long overdue for Drew McIntyre to have a true run with the world championship.
I think so too. And who knows how long he'll have the WWE title for? It could just be up until the Royal Rumble. It could be up till Elimination Chamber. Who knows? Who knows? But I can't see Drew McIntyre going into WrestleMania as the WWE champion. Would I hate that? No. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what kind of
Yeah.
story. They honestly, honest to God, I wouldn't mind seeing the World Championship or the WWE Championship on Drew McIntyre leading into WrestleMania because it's something fresh. It's something new now. Cody is champion. Cody is clearly QB1, as he likes to say, right? He's the face of the company now. He's no more John Cena. Roman Reigns is part time. Cody is the man, but he doesn't need to have the WWE Championship on him all the time now. He can, if you wanted to run a Roman Reigns, a babyface Roman Reigns versus a heel Cody Rhodes, that does not need the title,
Yeah, no, the star power alone is enough to sell it. It doesn't need a title at all. So I do agree with you on that 100%.
right? Exactly. Yeah. All right. So then we're gonna go into our predictions even further here. Royal Rumble winners.
Ooh. Yeah, so a couple of months ago, I was like fairly certain that, oh, Sami Zayn's gonna win the Rumble. Who else? And it's in Saudi, and who else? And what have they been saying? There's one championship that Sami has yet to win in the WWE, and that's a world championship. So if you asked me a couple months ago, I would have been like, oh yeah, it's Sami Zayn.
Hmm.
Now, I I have no clue. I don't see it being Sami. Depending on what happens on the first Raw of the year, it could possibly be Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Especially like if they want to build him up And I think that's like a way to also get him like a big title match at WrestleMania.
Hmm.
Um, but and then going back, piggybacking off your point from earlier when you said they got to capitalize with Gunther, maybe they give Gunther the Rumble win.
I could see Gunther having the Rumble win, although I think his path is to a match with Brock Lesnar at
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
and it'll be interesting to see like if maybe that'll play out in the Rumble match itself.
Yeah,
Who knows?
right. Um, as far as the women are concerned, I think it's Rhea Ripley.
You think they have her win it again?
Easy.
Her second one in
Yeah.
what 4 years?
Yeah, easy. Easy. She's gonna challenge Stephanie McKeer for the women's world title. Or yeah, the women's world title.
Unless they, I don't know. This might be a wild card, but especially given her recent return, I
Hmm.
think it could be Liv Morgan.
It could be, but Liv Morgan, she's better off in that Judgment Day stuff.
But it's also they've also teased Liv Morgan versus Stephanie McHare. So
That's not I feel like my personal opinion. That's not WrestleMania main event
I
worthy.
don't I agree with you, but it's like for if we're talking realistic options for the Rumble, it's like I see Rhea Liv, and another possible option
Right.
is returning Bianca Belair
It could be a returning
because
yeah.
you have the history with Jade
Oh, with
Cargill, who
Jade.
is now the
Right.
women's champion,
Right.
and so you could play into it now. It's like Bianca's back, and now you have what I initially thought, and I think most people initially thought, oh, it's going to be a heel Bianca and a face Jade. Well,
Right.
now you're going to have a heel Jade and a babyface Bianca,
Right.
and I feel like at some point, I feel like it's inevitable for those two to have a match, and I don't see it being anywhere other than WrestleMania.
That's a good point.
So
That's a
it
good
could
point.
be Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair is a potential wild card because I know she's been out injured since WrestleMania, but I do see a Bianca Belair return to the Royal Rumble and
Right.
possibly her winning her second Royal Rumble,
Yeah.
which could mean it could be the second year in a row where we see a woman win their second Royal Rumble.
Exactly. Yeah, I could definitely see that. No, most definitely. Going back to the men's side, I think either it's Gunther or you have to have a white face, not white, a white hot baby face, not a white face, white hot baby face win the Royal Rumble. And I think altogether people were thinking Sami Zayn, but man, that would be a really, really great win for him. Now, as far as like the world title goes, who knows, right? Like I can't picture him in the main event of WrestleMania
And I
though.
don't know if there's any like white hot baby face
Right,
right now because you had. I mean, you could technically say Jay was like Jay already won it this year.
right. Unless you gave it to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns.
It's
But that would just be
possible,
so boring though.
but I think like no disrespect to Roman Reigns, but I think if he wins, he's gonna get like the same treatment he got like when he won it the first time.
Nah,
I think they're not gonna boo him, but they're gonna be like, really, you couldn't have had anybody else win it.
right. It would just be like very predictable. It would be I can honestly I can see Triple H because of the very status quo booking that Triple H
The
does.
safe
The safe
booking,
booking.
yeah,
Right. I could definitely see Roman them giving it to Roman Reigns and then them carrying off to a title match versus Cody.
yeah, Roman Cody 3, but
Yeah, exactly.
again, it's like we both said, you can do that match without the title.
You could definitely.
And so
Yeah,
yeah, so it'll be interesting because I think both Rumble matches on the men's and women's side they have a little bit of unpredictability because there's a few people on each side that could win it, and you have potential
right,
surprises, potential wild cards.
right,
So
exactly,
it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, as
right,
especially because it's going to be in Saudi. So it'll be interesting to see if there's going to be any like big shocks or twists happening
exactly. Yeah.
because we know the Saudis love their money.
And then yeah, then we go into Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber obviously follows the Royal Rumble. I could definitely see it on the women's side. Maybe if for any for the WWE Women's Championship, maybe maybe Rhea Ripley winning that one.
Yeah,
Versus,
yeah.
yeah,
I think it could be Rhea
Yeah.
Um,
Or for the sorry, the women's
maybe,
world title.
maybe, possibly it could be Io Sky simply because of how like
Yeah.
great and she's like super over.
Yeah.
But again, I think it also depends on like
Yeah.
who actually wins
Yeah.
the Rumble
Yeah.
match, and depends on who else is in the Elimination Chamber match. Because another person, I'm not saying she could, but another person who I think could possibly win it as a possible wild card is Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah, I just don't think
But
she's not exciting.
but to think that she just had like a what like 300 something day
Yeah.
reign, and then it wasn't really all that great. So that's why I'm saying like I could see her, but I'm not saying she's going to. I'm just saying like
Right.
if you're thinking about the few women that could do it, she is one of them. I could see.
Right.
Um. So, but yeah, I think it could be Rhea. Maybe it could be Liv.
Could be. Yeah.
Again, I can't really say for sure until after the Rumble,
Right.
but I would say a safe bet would probably be like, probably Rhea if she doesn't win the Rumble.
Exactly. As far as the men go, I could definitely see maybe if Braun Breaker doesn't win the title on the first Raw, the first Raw of 2026, he's definitely a shoe-in to win either the Rumble or win the Elimination Chamber to challenge CM Punk again.
Yeah, I think it could be Braun Breaker. I don't know who else could possibly do it.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, who knows though? I mean, this going back to the Rumble, I mean, this would be definitely a shock is Seth Rollins,
yeah,
number 30.
yeah,
Yeah. Coming back early from injury, and just giving it to CM Punk again. I'm not sure. I mean, we'll see. He doesn't have John Cena's superhuman strength, but yeah,
yeah. Though that definitely would be interesting. So, but yeah,
right.
for Elimination Chamber, I could see it possibly being um Braun Breaker.
Yeah. We'll see. Yep. But then WrestleMania main events. What do you think is going to be for night one and night two?
Definitely, it could potentially be because you have the potential options. You could do Roman Cody 3, you could do Punk and Cody, you could do Roman and Punk. So I definitely think those three men are going to be involved in the main event on both nights.
Somewhat, some way. Yeah.
Somewhat, somehow, some
Yeah.
way, yeah.
Do you think WWE tries to go with the women as far as main eventing one of the nights again?
Mm, depends on the story and depends who's involved.
Yeah.
But if you ask me right now, no,
Right.
because I don't think there's any real like potential
Right.
woman that could be in the main event. Not to say that there isn't, because there are plenty of women who are more than capable of being
Yeah.
in the WrestleMania main event. But I think just based off of right now, from a creative standpoint,
Right.
I don't really see a potential WrestleMania main event worthy storyline amongst the women, at
I don't
least
think so
as of
either.
right now.
Yeah,
Of course,
exactly.
that could change, but as of right now, I don't see any
Yeah.
realistic option for the woman to be main eventing
If
either night of WrestleMania.
if it's Roman and Cody 3 for the WWE championship, and well, we could get to what the storyline looks like that if that were to be the case. But if it's Roman and Cody for the WWE title night two, night one, I could definitely see them if they were to go with Ripley winning the Rumble or winning the Elimination Chamber. She challenges Stephanie Vakir for the title. It might be crazy for me to think about, but Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie Vakir, the main event of WrestleMania, is that crazy?
It's not super crazy, but again, it's like it depends on like the story and
Yeah,
who is
yeah,
involved, because you know it's like if it's we've only had a woman main event WrestleMania twice,
right, right, exactly.
and it was like the first one was kind of
Well,
it wasn't like terrible, it was okay.
it was the after pandemic WrestleMania, Sasha versus
Bianca,
Bianca.
that one was good.
Yeah.
That one was good, but
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah. So
Oh yeah, sorry, I
potentially,
forgot about the triple threat,
yeah, the triple threat, yeah,
WrestleMania 35.
yeah,
Yeah,
WrestleMania 35. That's the
yeah,
one I was saying like it,
yeah,
it was, it was okay.
yeah, yeah. That was okay.
So
But yeah, there has to be clearly a story going on, and for it to be deserving of the WrestleMania main event. And but yeah, for as far as the men, I can't really see them going down with a Cody, sorry, with a Roman and Punk storyline. I feel like we've been there, done that last year. Obviously, we have been way been there, done that with Cody and Roman.
Yeah.
But if
I
they were to do
know,
that,
I know one that I'm not saying this is happening. This is just a purely wild card out of the park put prediction. So do not take what I'm about to say seriously. This is just a
well, nobody
complete
takes what you said seriously.
this is
So,
shut up. This is my show.
yeah, yeah.
But no, what I'm about to say, don't take this serious. This is an absolute out of the ballpark wild card prediction. Roman Rock.
Roman Rock. Gosh, as I think that's so like not that I wouldn't want to see The Rock,
I know
but
you would love it.
yeah,
And again, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying this is a completely out of the park wild card prediction.
yeah. I don't know. That could be a possibility, but that's very minimal. If they were to go with a Cody Rhodes and Roman match again, obviously you would need to have Cody as heel. Obviously, it would need to fit as
Yeah,
Roman as the babyface.
but the thing is, how are you going to turn basically the biggest baby face in the
I
company
don't
right now? How are you going to turn him heel literally in like less than 4 months time heading into
honestly,
WrestleMania?
honestly, I don't think you really need to turn him heel. I think that like okay, if Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns were to happen again, Cody can start having
Well,
heelish tendencies, be
because
way more aggressive.
I'm because one thing I'm thinking is if they do Roman Cody 3, which I'm not against it, but if they do it for the title, and then if Roman wins, then it's inevitable they're gonna get another match.
Right?
And then I think at that point it's like, okay, you're overdoing it now. So that's why I feel like if they do it, it does need a title
Yeah.
because then
Yeah.
whoever wins is like, okay, that's the definitive end of the feud.
Right. Exactly.
Because I think if you throw the title in there, then you have the potential of like, oh great, you're gonna have Roman Cody like 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I think I don't want it to. Obviously, it's better than anything they did, but you
Hmm.
have the possibility of this turning into like Roman and Brock.
Well, actually, I just this popped up in my mind right now. Remember, we had three WrestleMania main events of Stone Cold and The Rock.
Yeah,
WrestleMania 15, WrestleMania 17, and
17.
WrestleMania 19.
Yep.
First two were for the title.
Yeah, and the third
The
one
third
was
one was not for the title.
basically it was just
It was, yeah,
bragging rights essentially.
exactly.
So yeah, it's very similar because you could
Hmm.
do the same thing here. You had the first two matches where, but the difference is with this one is you had it where when it was Stone Cold and The Rock, Stone Cold won the first two, and then it was that question of like, can The Rock beat Stone Cold at WrestleMania? Is he capable of doing that? That's the one thing he's been able to conquer is beating his biggest rival at on
Yeah,
the biggest stage. But the difference with this is like you have Roman Cody one win each, but I feel like that adds intrigue because it's like okay, they're 1-1.
right.
Whoever wins this gets the upper hand and can say, "Oh yeah, beat I beat Roman or I beat Cody more times than he beat me or whatever.
Yeah,
I proved that between the two of us, I proved that I'm better."
right. Exactly.
So I think if they do Roman Cody 3, it would be way better if there wasn't the title on the line. But the thing is, I don't know if they want to have a WrestleMania main event that isn't for the title. Although they have done it because I know they did it with Cena Rock.
Well, they did it
They did
this
it with
past
Cena
year.
Rock.
Well, did yeah,
Oh yeah, they did the triple threat.
yeah. This past
So
year. Yeah,
they could, but
yeah.
yeah, they could. I was just saying, I was like, because I feel like they would much rather have a title match be the main event.
Right,
But given like, yeah, there have been a few times where where you had a main event, like again, like WrestleMania Night One, you had the triple threat, which
right,
wasn't for a title.
right.
But the way the story was is like no other match could be the main event. Like that has to
Yeah.
be the main event.
And I
So
think if they were to do Roman and Cody, that would have to be night two, I think.
and one thing, if Seth didn't get hurt, I would tell you Roman Seth would be the main event
Right,
for the World Heavyweight Championship if Seth didn't get hurt.
right. Yeah,
And,
exactly.
and I think that was the plan heading into
I
WrestleMania
think so
prior to
too.
Seth's injury.
I think they're trying to do another Punk and Seth, but if and I'll throw this curveball at you. I'll throw this curveball before we move on here. If it's non-title Cody versus Roman in one of the main events of WrestleMania, it could be night one, night two. and you have a heel WWE champion, Drew McIntyre. Maybe a babyface Sami Zayn.
Yeah, yeah. I could, especially because Sammy and Drew have history already.
Yeah,
They've had a feud,
yeah,
and I feel like, you know, what other babyface could do it? Like, oh, if you had any other babyface beat Drew, they'd probably be like, oh, really? You had this guy beat Drew? But if it
right,
was Sammy, it would be like, like that's a babyface that the fans love. Like
exactly,
it's like he did the one thing he had yet to do in his career, win a world championship.
exactly.
And so I feel like if any babyface were to defeat a potential heel WWE
Hmm.
champion Drew McIntyre, it is Sammy.
Yeah,
Just given based off he'd have the crowd behind him,
yeah,
the history he has with Drew, and he would get basically his big moment. It's like, oh, Sami Zayn finally won the world championship.
yeah. And then you could do Punk or Braun Breaker in one of those nights as well. Punk Braun Breaker, and I think that would be a stacked WrestleMania. People
It
would want
would.
to go see that.
Yeah, it would, especially because I know we were there this past year and we're planning and I know you're planning to go one night. I'm still up in there.
Hmm.
I will probably still am going to both nights, but I know especially after this past WrestleMania that felt very underwhelming. I mean,
Right,
it had some good moments. Don't get me wrong. Like it had some really good
right,
moments and good matches,
right,
but it was very underwhelming, especially for it being a WrestleMania
right.
in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And now they're running it back, so now it's like you gotta you gotta step up in terms of
Run it back.
WrestleMania being the biggest show of the entire calendar year for the WWE
Yeah.
in Vegas, in one of the biggest cities in the world.
Right. Yep.
You gotta step up in it. I think WrestleMania 42 in Vegas has the potential to be one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time.
That's a very bold statement. I'm not sure about that. We'll see what because the only reason why I say that because the booking's been horrible. Booking has been horrible in WWE. It could
But you want to know part of my reasoning for why I say that?
why?
Because they saw how poor WrestleMania 41 was received, and their backs are against the wall,
Yeah.
and WWE always steps up when their backs are against the wall.
Especially and they want a big WrestleMania on ESPN too. So
Exactly. It's the
yeah.
debut WrestleMania on ESPN, the biggest
Yeah.
broadcasting sports channel in the
Exactly.
world.
All right, moving on. Hall of Fame inductees. I know there's
Yeah,
one
but
person
yeah,
who you
well,
want.
I mean, we already have one announced.
Yes.
Is Stephanie McMahon.
Stephanie McMahon.
And
Deservedly so.
we're getting into the time frame now because it's usually like around the time of the Royal Rumble where they start announcing the Hall of Fame class.
Hmm.
Um, so obviously, I want the GOAT John Cena, and I think a lot of people do, and I feel like that's the obvious choice.
Right.
And I think it's only a matter of time before they do it. I think they're just waiting. I think they just kind of want like the moment of like between his last match in Hall of Fame. I think they just want to like let it like sink in a bit
Right.
before they like do it instead of it
Yeah.
going to like everything all at once.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like they haven't done it yet because like
Hmm.
whoa, let it breathe. Like let's you know we'll get there slowly. Like we're
Right.
not you don't have to do it all right now. So I feel like that's where they're going with it. So I definitely think John Cena's going to be your headliner. Um,
Who knows?
I don't know who else could potentially be. There's still one big name who could be in it, but I don't know if they want to do it
Well,
where he wouldn't be the headliner
there's two names actually. There's two names. I
because you
know
have Batista.
Batista. I was gonna say just say that.
Yeah, you
Batista.
have Batista.
Yeah.
Unless you do a thing where it's like you have John Cena and Batista be like the co-headliners, but
But then here's the problem with that. They're running out of names for the Hall of Fame.
they are.
And so do they want to use Batista now? Probably not. Do they want to use Bray Wyatt now? I mean, I would
Potentially, I think Bray Wyatt is a possibility.
Bray Wyatt should be in the Hall of Fame. He should have been in the Hall of Fame 2 years ago.
Well, again, maybe the family, maybe they were asked and they just said no, not yet. It's too soon. Like who
Maybe.
knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, Bray Wyatt's a possibility.
Yeah.
Um,
We'll see.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of names like this. This is a wild card, and it's something I could see, especially because I know both men have already been inducted as solo, so I could see it. you could potentially have the Brothers of Destruction. But
Mm,
again, I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm
yeah,
just thinking of like, I mean, who, but outside of John Cena and Batista, who else
yeah,
could it be? And if they like, if they're gonna do it with like tag teams, it's like there's not really a lot of big name tag teams left.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of mid card names they could put in. I mean, here's an interesting one. Last year they debuted the match Hall of Fame match concept, right, with Bret Hart versus Steve Austin at
Yeah,
WrestleMania 13. Who do you think is the match concept for the Hall of Fame this year?
John Cena, CM Punk, Money in the Bank 2011.
Ooh, I do agree there.
John Cena, CM Punk, Money in the Bank
I do
2011.
agree there. Yeah, I do agree.
Especially because it's like not that it's like oh to make it all about John Cena, but just think of it like this way. It's like
Yeah,
oh he just has farewell tour. He's in the Hall of Fame now. But then how about having what many consider the greatest match of his entire career
yeah,
at the same in the same night?
yeah.
Because again you have a, a majority of wrestling fans or WWE fans will tell you John Cena versus CM Punk Money in the Bank 2011 was John Cena's best match of his entire career.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I definitely agree to that. But do they
Another
want?
match I see is Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, WrestleMania 25 and 26.
Oh yeah. Well, they could maybe just one. Yeah. Looking at a comment, WWE so fake, bro. Come on.
Yeah,
Whatever. But yeah, no, WWE has a lot of choices within that match. Sorry, within that match category to go into the Hall of Fame. And for me, there's one match. Put in Undertaker versus well, Mick Foley decided not to be with WWE anymore because of the whole Trump stuff. We're not gonna get into that. But if there was a match to be put in, I think it would be Undertaker versus Mankind, Hell in a Cell, King of the Ring in '98.
yeah,
Yeah, that'd be a good one. But I do agree with Cena and Punk 2011 Money in the Bank.
yeah. No, and the nice thing is like for a Hall of Fame, it's like it's not just limited to WrestleMania matches. Like,
Right.
because I mean, it would be kind of dumb if they was just limited to WrestleMania matches. Because like, well, there's very few WrestleMania matches that are literally like Hall of Fame worthy matches.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, no, I definitely like Cena Punk 2011. Yeah, I think there's a few options. I think you have better options in terms of like the match category over
Yeah, exactly.
like actual
Yeah,
like individuals.
right. Going on to Money in the Bank winners for 2026. Who do you think?
God, I can't. The woman is. I don't know because if they're trying to build up a star, because I feel like Money in the Bank is another way to build up a star.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying it, but I feel like we haven't had a lot of new like w women be called up. A potential name I see is potentially Lash Legend,
Yeah,
but another name that I could see that I think would be interesting is oh man, my mind just blinked.
I think Sol Ruka would be an interesting
Yeah,
choice.
so Ruka would be an interesting choice.
Yeah,
Um,
but then again, also, do they want an established star to put the world title back on and Io Sky?
EO Sky
Yeah,
maybe potentially.
yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah. There's a
not
lot of choices.
I mean, depending on where WrestleMania is and all that, and who's in it, this is you could maybe potentially have Rhea Ripley as an option if she doesn't win the Rumble or Elimination
Hmm.
Chamber,
Yeah, yeah.
especially because it's like think about the merchandise. If they say "Mommy in the Bank," you already
Money in
know
the Bank.
you already know those are gonna sell like hotcakes.
Yeah,
You
they
already
are.
know the fans are gonna love
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Um,
Mommy in the Bank. I could definitely
yeah,
see that.
and especially because it's like they might want to do a potential like first time winner, especially because this past year you had Naomi, which I think was like the perfect choice for it.
Right. Exactly.
Um, and it's just I think it should be a heel because I feel like the Money in the Bank works better
Right.
as for a heel. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, so those are some potential names I see, and then for the men's side. You have God,
Uh,
I can't believe I'm about to say this. On the men's side, you have Dominic Mysterio,
yes.
who
Yes.
could do it,
I could.
and I feel like in
Yes.
terms of like the way the story would go, I feel like it makes the most sense for it to be Dom,
Right.
especially because of how over he is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like if he were to win a world championship, I think the best way for him to go about it is if he cashes in Money in the Bank.
I think so too. Being that Dom is such he's an over heel right now.
Yeah, and
He's
I
over like Rover, man.
and I think he would drop the IC title before Money in the Bank.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think that's what it's going to be. He's going to want to be like, I want a title. Like, and like, what better way than Money in the Bank? And I could see him. I could see it being Dom.
Right.
Like, I cannot believe I said that. But
Also, too, you're gonna hate this.
oh
Logan
my god,
Paul.
oh my god,
Logan Paul.
no,
Money in the
Anybody
bank.
but Logan Paul. Literally anybody. Screw it. Give it to Tozawa. Tozawa
Tozawa.
over Logan Paul.
Tozawa over Logan
Tozawa over
Paul.
Logan Paul.
You
Yes.
gotta be crapping me right now.
I do not
I
like
was gonna say
Logan
you gotta be
Paul.
shitting
I
me.
do not like Logan Paul
God.
at all. He does not deserve it. He shouldn't even be in this
I
company.
bet you were very happy last night when his brother got knocked out.
Yeah, I wish Anthony Joshua knocked out Logan Paul too because he deserves it.
Jesus. My gosh. Logan Paul is a future world champion.
No,
Yes, he is.
no.
Yes, he is. Logan Paul is a future world champion. He's
All
that
right.
good.
Okay. Yeah, he could possibly win it. I don't think he's going to, nor should he, but
I think he could. I think he
he's
should.
a positive. And somebody else that I think could, based off where things are going, and if based off a certain push and like how he's been pushed lately, this is a dark horse, Ilya Dragunov.
Ooh, who just lost his United States
Yes,
championship.
to Carmelo Hayes
Yeah.
in the pre-taping. So spoiler alert, we have a new United States champion. But I think Ilya Dragunov could be a potential dark horse
Right.
because one, he's like super talented in the ring.
Yeah.
He's like super over. He's one of the best pure in-ring wrestlers today. And I think it would be like if you want to build up a star, I feel like Dragunov is one of the names that's like
Hmm.
this guy, yeah, this guy has like championship material written all over him.
Yeah, there's the WWE has so many guys at the top, the tippy top right now, and I just can't see them giving it to a guy like Ilya Dragunov. I mean, he's a great, tremendous
Yeah.
wrestler, but
And again, I'm not saying that's why I said a dark horse. He's a potential dark horse
yeah,
that I
exactly.
could see. And maybe another dark horse you have, I know he just won the US title, but even you could even throw potentially Carmelo Hayes in there.
We'll see.
So
Yeah,
it depends.
they're
Maybe you have someone like Aleister Black.
maybe they're definitely trying to push Carmelo Hayes right now.
Yeah, and I think it's because of the fan reaction he's been getting these last couple
Hmm.
weeks. He's been like super over. And now this is one that I feel like I have to that I feel like should be said based off like the history, and I know people are gonna beg for it until like he eventually does.
Yeah,
LA Knight.
yeah.
Do I think he's going to?
The thing
I
with LA
don't know.
Knight,
But I feel like if he was going to win it, it would have been this year.
I feel like he's cursed with like the Dolph Ziggler curse. A guy that it's start and stop with him.
Yeah.
You know, if there's two world titles, you could definitely put the money in the bank on him. I just feel like this man, like I don't know what it is. If Triple H hates him or whatever it is, I'm not quite sure. But WWE does not want to full send this guy into the stratosphere as like a tip top main event guy. Like
But
they'll put him on the main events on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown for sure. And
it's funny how you say that they must not like LA Knight to throw him in for like to be the guy when they literally just did it for a tag team wrestler.
right, exactly.
So if they can do it for a tag team wrestler, they can definitely do it for LA Knight.
Yeah.
So I think LA Knight is a possible choice, depending on if he's in the match. Because you already know if he's in the match, you already know everybody's gonna want it to be him.
Right. Yeah,
And
exactly.
maybe you have the potential of like you have LA Knight and Dom is like fighting for it, and then you have like the 50-50 crowd.
Yeah.
You're gonna have like, the crowd that cheering for LA Knight, and you have the crowd cheering for Dominic. So you potentially have that too.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how it is.
Yeah, exactly. Well, before we end the podcast, one last prediction in WWE. In 2024, business was really up for WWE. I mean, selling out. arenas all over the world. Crowds were hot. 2025 was a very lukewarm, I would say, business reaction for WWE, for lack of a better term. It wasn't as hot as it was in 2024. They're selling out arenas still, but just with the creative being as bad as it has been. And you've already looked like, it's not like a sellout everywhere they have gone this year.
Yeah,
It's been kind of lukewarm.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I've noticed they've even had some shows that were in smaller venues. Like for example, when they went to Springfield, that was only like a 7,000 seat arena
Right.
in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Exactly.
It was sold out,
Yeah.
but it's also like because I don't think Springfield ever got a Monday. I don't
Yeah.
think they ever got a Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
But it's like, see, they're even going to smaller shows to
Mm-hmm.
help like fill the void. And I think in 2026 they have the potential because we've seen it. It literally happened in 2024 that we could see when creative is at its best, then the whole business booms.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see creative like not as good, then you see it affect the business. And while of course they're still making money, they're still very, very profitable. That's not the issue. The issue is that after having like arguably one of their better years creatively in 2024 and just completely fall flat in 2025.
Right.
And I think in 2026 they need to rebound and you have the potential of, recapturing the magic from 2024.
I think so too. It's gonna be a very pivotal year to see,
Yeah.
especially at the beginning of this year, of how the creative is, because also like they cannot like afford to have bad creative,
Yeah.
because that's
And
ultimately going to drive the audience to not come to these
yeah,
shows.
and we know Triple H is more than capable of booking a great show. We literally have seen him do it like before.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully there's something that changes,
Hopefully.
whether it's just like, all right, you know what? Screw it. We need to take more risks.
Right.
Enough being safe. Let's do it.
Exactly.
And then even if it doesn't work, hey, at least they tried it.
Exactly. Yeah. At least they tried it. For me, it's gonna be very important, like I said, to see how the creative is in, the beginning of this year, leading up to WrestleMania. If the lead up to WrestleMania is bad, that's a very bad sign for WWE going
Yeah.
forward in
And
2026.
then another thing too is SmackDown going back to 3 hours.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So now it's like because SmackDown was probably the worst
Yeah.
weekly show of the year, aside from you
Yeah.
had a few like good episodes.
SmackDown is very missable.
Yeah, you've had some like the Chicago one was probably the best SmackDown of
Right.
the year, the one in
Right.
Chicago.
Right.
But yeah, I think they need to really. I don't know if it's like a creative overhaul, if like they just need to get new people in creative, or if they just need to be like, screw it, we're set on this. Let's do it. I think creative needs to take more risks.
Definitely.
Like I'm not saying safe booking isn't bad, but it's like when you keep doing it, it's like
Mm-hmm.
really
Right.
because it becomes like look at this year. It was like a month straight. You had the Vision ending Monday Night Raw, standing tall over CM Punk or Roman or LA Knight or whoever it was, Jey Uso, and it's just like same old ending like every week.
Same old ending. And WWE has a very bad habit at, if they find something that's good, they beat the crap out of you with it every single week going forward for 5 or 6 weeks. So if something good happens, then it's like, fuck, well, now we're going to be left with like the Vision attacking so and so for 6 weeks now. It'll be interesting to see where it goes with Austin Theory and Logan Paul and all those guys, to see how much they benefit from being in the Vision. That's kind of off topic now, but yeah, as far as business is concerned, yeah, I think it's like business will be very much directed off of like their build from WrestleMania in the year 2026. That first quarter, if that first quarter is bad, then it's going to be not a good year for WWE.
Yeah, because I definitely think the build up to shows helps the overall from like a creative standpoint. It helps when you have a good build
Right.
that generally leads to a good show. And then one thing I noticed is like when you had when the shows that didn't have that good of a build, some of them like most of them were not that good.
Yeah.
And then you have the shows that had a good build that ended up being like really good.
Right.
Like look at Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel had a great build and
Hmm.
that ended up being arguably PLE of the year.
Yeah,
And then you could possibly like based off how great the show was in the beginning, you could throw Elimination Chamber in there for one of the PLEs of the year for 2025.
yeah,
Elimination Chamber was a great show.
yeah. It was
And that's when people like, oh, they're starting off already in like the second show. Like, look, they took a risk in the Royal Rumble by having Jey Uso, who nobody thought would win the Rumble.
yeah, right,
And then the Elimination Chamber, you had John Cena turning heel. And the way that show was, that they need to do more of that, but they have to have a story to go along with it. They
exactly,
can't just, oh, we're doing it because it's a moment.
right,
No, you need to have a follow through. You got to have a set story.
exactly. And last but not least, I think like WWE does not have John Cena anymore to depend on. And I think, and
They
it,
milk, they milk,
I'm gonna, you're
they
right.
milked
They
his
milked it.
retirement tour, and they relied on his name alone
They did.
to sell the
And I feel
product.
like that's part of the reason why the creative was so bad. And that's on Triple H. It's not on John Cena, it's not on anybody else. That's on Triple H because his role, his job is to make the creative as best as possible. And honestly, it was a lot of just like, okay, CM Punk and Seth Rollins and the Vision and then whatever John Cena's doing.
Yeah.
That was it. That was it this
Yeah,
year.
and so I agree with you because now it's like you don't have John Cena anymore. You don't have, not that you don't have the big star because there's plenty of them, but it's like they relied on John Cena alone to basically sell the product and sell tickets.
Right.
Like if John Cena was advertised, you know the fans were gonna pay for it regardless because like it's John Cena, it's his last appearance at whatever city they're
Yeah,
at. You knew they're gonna do it. Now it's like
exactly.
that's out the window now. So you
Yeah.
got to basically creative has to step it up.
Yeah. I agree. I agree, but we've already been on for an hour now, guys. This was our predictions for 2026. Wrestling with Ryan. Any last words before we end the live streams here?
Well, I know because the holidays are coming up, so we wish you a happy holidays to you and your family. Wish you a safe holidays, whether you're traveling or you're staying home, whatever it is. Happy holidays to all you who celebrate.
Hmm.
Thank you for watching. We couldn't do this without you. Be on the lookout for stuff coming out in 2026. We have big things ahead, big plans.
All right.
Especially like soon you'll have
So you have
you'll
a
be able to
shirt
have your own Rasslin with Ryan shirt.
or my own,
Crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, this but it's crazy to think that we're on a t-shirt.
exactly. Look, lace them up would not be possible without the fan support. So I want to thank you guys. This is a Rams edition lace them up shirt. We have the logo on the back here. Kind of stand up and show you guys. We'll stand up and show you guys the back. So if you guys are interested in buying one of these fine t-shirts, not off WWE shop, but soon available. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful,
Yeah.
just like my butt.
And we got a few designs. I know we got
Exactly.
a Lakers
Yeah.
design, we got a Dodgers design. Uh
Yeah. Yeah. Lakers design, Dodgers, wrestle with Ryan, Rams. We have designs. But I want to say thank you again for tuning in today, guys. Um, for everyone, have a happy and Merry Christmas out there. Happy holidays. And we'll see you guys next time on the podcast. All right, TikTok, we are done. On